Hello there. Hi, and welcome to the training module on how to research and find a potential profitable product on Amazon that we can also list and sell. So let me start right at the beginning and give you a brief explanation. What is Amazon? And then the process and the methodologies that we'd like you to apply in order to be able to research and find that profitable product for us. So Amazon.com is the largest online retailer. In fact, it's quickly becoming the largest search engine as well. So people often head to Amazon when they're looking for something, especially when they're looking for something to buy, even before searching on Google. When they do actually search Google for a physical product, Amazon is usually, in many instances, ranked number one already there or on the first page at the least. So Amazon is just grabbing up all of that traffic from online shoppers. Now, I tell you this because it is one of the main reasons we sell on Amazon rather than focusing to build our own e-commerce site. So obviously imagine trying to compete with Amazon.com for traffic. Now, the good news is this, that Amazon allows us to sell on their platform, thus sharing that traffic with us. So this comes at a cost, but that cost doesn't compare with trying to build a website and spending money on marketing. So you may not have even realized that Amazon has third-party sellers, people other than Amazon, the company, who sell on their site. Here I have done a search on Amazon for the keyword phrase lunch bag, and it's displayed me some sponsored paid listing. And here I can see what's known as organic listing. Underneath each one of them, you can see this word buy, followed by a company name. By Art of Lunch, by Mier, by Everest, by Mizart, by Rubbermaid. If I click on this Rubbermaid listing and I scroll down, here it will tell me the company that is shipping this particular product. And within the listing, we can see that there are other parties. They're sold by Fast Track Traders, sold by XPW, are also sellers of this product as well. And similar and likewise, you can see all of these different sellers who happen to be selling lunch bags. So not only can you become a seller of Amazon, they can also be part of the Amazon program, which is known as Fulfillment by Amazon, FBA for short. Now, why selling on Amazon using FBA beats out so many other e-commerce business models? When we talk to anyone who wants to start selling on Amazon, we always recommend that they use the FBA Fulfillment by Amazon program. This means that Amazon handles a big portion of the selling process for us, the sellers. Actually, they handle the hardest and the most time-consuming parts. So I'm just going to quickly list the steps of selling a product at Amazon so you can see what parts the seller handles and what part Amazon handles when you use FBA. Highlighted on this list is what you, the seller, will do in turquoise, and in orange is what Amazon will do. So first and foremost, you find a product to be able to sell on Amazon, wherever you source that product from. You list the product on Amazon.com, so it doesn't go live at this point. You just create a listing. You prepare the item to send to Amazon's warehouses. You ship the items to Amazon's warehouses. So from wherever you've sourced it, you would ship them and actually hold the inventory within Amazon's warehouses. Then Amazon will unpack your product. So if you send them a pallet or a big box of all of your inventory, they will store those inventories on your behalf. Now your product goes live on Amazon.com according to where you listed the step into, like those listings that you saw on the previous pages. Your product is featured as a Prime eligible purchase. Now Prime is whereby whenever your products are going to the inventory as an FBA, as part of the FBA model, then they are inside of the warehouse of Amazon. That means Amazon takes responsibility for the distribution of that product. Okay, and when Amazon takes responsibility for the distribution of that product, the delivery mechanism from the warehouse to the customer's house is their responsibility, and therefore it becomes a prime purchase or prime delivery. And what happens with Prime is a customer like myself may have bought an account, a Prime account with Amazon, which makes me eligible for that product as a free delivery. So I don't have to pay anything extra to have that delivered to my house. So if I see Prime as a label under any one of the products, more than likely that product is under the FBA program. And therefore, when I click to buy that product, I'm only paying for the cost of the product and not delivery. Delivery is included as a free as part of the Prime package that I've purchased. Okay, so Amazon buyer places an order from you, the seller. Then the Amazon warehouse workers find and ship your product to the customer. Your customer receives the product in 2 days if they are a Prime member and for free, and the customer is happy. That's the gist of how Amazon FBA works. So as you saw, we are responsible for finding products we want to sell on Amazon, listing them and preparing them to sell. Once the products are listed and ready for sale, we hand them off to Amazon and they do the rest. When the product is sold, Amazon handles finding the box, scheduling the shipment, packing the item, and making sure it gets to the buyer on time. Fulfillment by Amazon is the main reason that I got into and went all in with Amazon. So now I can send items into Amazon and then take the time off if necessary, because all of my sold items will be processed and handled without any input from me. So that makes me time rich in that sense. There isn't another way to sell on Amazon where you do not ship your items to Amazon. This is called merchant fulfilling. And as far as your research is concerned, both are applicable because the part of the process of this research is all the way to the point of finding a supplier. Whether we choose to do merchant fulfilling is whereby we handle the distribution, or Amazon FBA whereby Amazon handles the distribution, may not be of any relevance as such to yourself. Nonetheless, I just wanted to give you an explanation of the process that we actually handle our business on Amazon. Now, finally, your task as part of this process is of 3 things. Number 1, find a niche. Number 2, product research. And number 3, finding a supplier. Now, in the explanation that will follow within this video tutorial is the tools and the software that we will provide you to A, find a niche, and B, your product research. Those are what tools will be given to you, and some manual work that is required on your behalf, and find a supplier, which will be a wholly manual. And I'll be explaining all of these things and all of these processes to you in the concluding parts of the video. As part of the exercise of your product research, there are 4 things that you're going to require initially. One is access to this system as part of the research process, which is the ASM Masters solution provided by rapidcrush.com, which I will provide you login credentials for. The next 2 are actually Chrome add-ons, and they are here and here, and again you will be explained how to use those. And finally will be an Excel sheet where you will log all of your research finding, as thus here, which you will receive a copy of, and I will explain to you how it works. And actually there is one more which I forgot to mention, which is called Merchant Words, which you will also be provided login credentials for. What would probably make sense the most is for me to explain to you how the Excel sheet works and the criteria that has been set within the Excel sheet in order to better understand the fundamental process that we want you to apply in trying to identify winning products. So this PIG process and this hot process, both are more or less the kind of like the same. And I will explain to you what they are and how they work. So what's really important is initially is the keyword. That's primary. Primary in the sense of, however, as part of your research, you may not be looking for the main keyword to start off with. And as I go through the training, this will become clear to you as to why you'll probably identify a product first, a range of products first, or a listing of products, and from there guess what the keyword is. Well, not really guess, you'll be able to see it, and then be able to match the number of searches for that keyword and then place them here, and also importantly place them here, within here, as a keyword. So keyword, so let's explain what they are. Very simply, similar to Google, if anybody is searching for a particular product that they want to buy, let's say for example headphones, or even in this instance as I put in lunch bag, let me retype that in for you. As you can see, as I start to type in, you can see these search terms start to appear also as I'm typing in. So these are auto suggestions made by Amazon. Now the reason you get auto suggestions in Amazon is Amazon's search engine is called A9. Okay, the search engine is called the A9 algorithm, and part of what the A9 algorithm does, it takes all the millions and millions of searches that it will receive every day, okay, and it will match those searches. So for example, I've put in just lunch bag and I hit search, and then what it will do is see, it'll follow my behavior, of course, and see that I actually do click to have a look at a lunch bag, and then I may go back and look at another one, so on and so forth, and I might actually add one to cart, ready to buy. Okay, so now if I go back, what's essentially happening there is, as I'm going through that process, the Amazon algorithm, the A9 algorithm, is putting all of that data together by the millions of customers that use Amazon, and it's painting a better picture to make life easier for the person who's conducting a search, mimicking, using artificial intelligence, I guess, to try to better understand what that person is searching for. Thus, consequently, as I start to type in lunch BAG, I'm given a suggestion of what is probably the most likely search that I'm looking for, hence lunch bags for women, which has, according to their algorithm, proven to be the most popular search in comparison, relatively on a percentage wise. Hence it's the reason that that is a suggestion that is given first, lunch bags for women. However, if I put in the G, then it gives me alternative options, and if I do a space, then it's giving me an alternative option, lunch bag for men, etc., for kids, for women, and depending on how much I type, it gives me a suggestion of what I am looking for, or most likely of what I am looking for. As you can, lunch bag I was searching for provisionally, and that is one of the options available. And that concludes my provisional search, and based on that provisional search, I will go away and I'll look at these lunch bags and try to source the one that I'd like to purchase. And that is what we identify provisionally as the keyword that people will be searching for, the product that we would like to source. Okay, now another interesting factor would be to know how much searches or how much in demand is the search term that we want to identify with. So if I was to take lunch bag and I was to go over to this tool called Merchant Tools, and I was to type that in and hit search, then it tells me that 1.9 million searches are done for that particular keyword. These ones are hidden because I've not subscribed to the account that I'm using is unsubscribed, but the login access that I will be giving you will give you an account where you'll be visibly be able to see the keyword. But the main keyword there is, I know for a doubt, without a doubt, is lunch bag, and there's 1.9 million searches, and it fits into the home and kitchen and the baby category, so to speak. I would also advise you to go and quickly have a look at the FAQ, because like everything, merchant words should be taken with a pinch of salt, because it is a third-party service provider that tries to use third-party data to estimate search terms, but nonetheless we have found it to be somewhat reliable in what people will be searching for. So how do you get this data? We visit Amazon pages, Jet and Walmart.com in the same way Google does to build their indexes. We also use search volume trend information from the major search engines. So they're taking estimates of searches that are done on Google, Bing, etc. and they calibrate that to some extent with Amazon searches as well. So although it's not absolutely accurate, we do say that it is the kind of baseline database that we do use. And here in the hops model, you will see that we have mentioned that keyword trends word 40k monthly or greater for the volume average overall. So for merchant words, because this keywords trends word is something different, for merchant words we'd like you to look at a estimate of about 80,000 minimum searches for that particular keyword. Okay, so that's how fundamentally how search works. Coming back to this keyword. Okay, so now the next thing that we're going to look at is, I'm going to go through this high odds formula, because this is the most important thing probably to go through, as opposed to just going through this. BSR, bestseller ranking demand test, are the 3 products in the top 25 with BSR under 1500. And let me explain to you how that works. I'm going to just go back to Google. Sorry, I should have said I'm going to go back to Amazon. Okay, so here you have Amazon bestsellers, and Amazon's bestsellers according to the categories. So here you have toys and games, you have electronics, you have camera and photo, you have video games, you have books, you have clothing, shoes and jewelries, etc. Okay, so if I was to go down here and I clicked on let's see, home and kitchen. Okay, so this particular product should have and does have a BSR ranking of 1. So I'm just going to scroll down and find its BSR ranking, which is actually displayed on each and every single product. So here we can see it is number 1 best-selling ranking in kitchen and dining. Right. So why are we looking for a BSR under 1500? Now, so let me explain to you BSR first and then answer that question. Or BSR, how we as sellers have understood it. We appreciate and we understand that Amazon has given a BSR, a bestseller ranking for each and every singular product. Now we have sellers have been able to use that to our advantage and to our benefit, in the sense that excuse me, collectively there has been hundreds if not thousands of people that have worked together as sellers on Amazon to able to help each other and elicit their support to be able to know how to identify a product. Now, these are existing sellers who have been selling products and they've been able to capture a BSR of 1, BSR of 10, 100, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, even 100,000 or hundreds of thousands. Okay? And based on their BSR ranking, they're able to tell approximately what number of sales. I mean, if I've got a BSR today of, let's say, 100, I can tell exactly how many units of sales I have made. If someone has a BSR of, let's say, 500, they can see what number of units they sell today based on their bestseller ranking within that category. Likewise, if you collect the data of hundreds, if not thousands of people who have a bestseller ranking, then we get a very extensive, rich data set that is able to tell us and estimate, according to our BSR, what number of products we would be selling. And as a consequence, third-party software has come out that assists you in giving you as close an approximation and estimation of how many volumes a seller is selling on a daily basis, and at the same time how much revenue that they're making on a monthly basis. So that's why we want to identify what the BSR is. Now, the reason that we look for BSR below 1500 for one, and then the other thing is that we're looking for BSRs under 3000 within the top 25, and we need at least 5 or more of them. The science that we're using in order to identify a product is that we want to prove without a shadow of a doubt that the product that we're looking for, that obviously matches our keyword, is in high demand and is selling in high demand. So our argument is that the more competitive a niche is, the better. Because we need to be able to categorically prove from a customer perspective that those products are being sold, and they're being sold in large quantities, or enough quantities that if we were able to enter into that niche, and if we were able to land on the first page of Amazon, which is the first page that you see here, when you conduct a search, at least the top 10, then we will also be able to replicate the same number of sales. That is the part of your research. Now, getting to first page is completely something else, and that's down to marketing. But we want to be able to, as part of our product research, is to identify categorically that we will absolutely be able to make money if we are able to place our product within the top 10. That is our aim of finding a product, and that is our challenge to be able to get listed within the first page. Okay, so I hope that helps. So we need to find 3 products in the top 25 with a BSR of under 1500. And if we do, then we make a note of how many of those products are in fact within that 25 under a BSR of 1500. Next thing we want to do is how many BSRs are under 3000 within the top 25. Okay, so if we're going back to the lunchbox category and we ignore the sponsored ones, please. So I open this one, Everest Cooler lunch bag, and I was to scroll down and try and find their BSR. I can see that they have a BSR of, this is the one we're looking at, top level, 3256. So they do not fit in to our category list. They're stricken off. And don't forget, we want to find more, not less, of BSR and lower. And it's this top level one that we're looking at. We're not looking at these secondary subcategory ones because they are miscued. We're only looking at BSR, which will be within the top selling category. So that one doesn't work for us. So we scroll down to the next one. And we can see that this one has a BSR of 3870, and again that doesn't work in our favor for either one of those categories. So there you get the gist of what we're trying to do. Don't worry, this becomes even more easier because we're actually going to give you software that will, accelerate that research process. I'm just explaining the sheet to you. Daily sale depth, either at least 15 units a day at position number 10 or lower. So we know that these are position number 10, so we can go from here, excluding the sponsored, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So do these 10 products sell 25 units or more if you work your way backwards? That's another thing that we need to answer. Again, software will be used for that purpose. And the review activity test is, so reviews are a strong sign of buying activity. Are there listings with at least 100 reviews at position 10 or lower? So again, if we're looking at these review numbers, yes, 1800, yes, 232, yes, 1400, sorry, those are the sponsored ones, yes, 242, yes, 1700, yes, 1300, yes, 232, yes, 3000, no, 63, yes, 522, yes, 201, so on and so forth. So we know that works in the favor, so we can say yes there. Keyword test we've seen. Is it a commodity item? Can we find ways to differentiate it? So by commodity, if we said it was Apple, obviously we can't change apples, but we can see this lunchbox is such a design that if we wanted to, we could change the style of this lunchbox and bring about innovation so our product differentiates it from itself. So those are the criteria that you need to find products. Now let's go to the softwares that are going to make your life so easy to facilitate this process. So first and foremost, once you've logged into ASM Masters, I'd like you to scroll down to what we are looking for is the bestseller matrix. Right, scroll down a bit more and you can click here where it says by clicking here you'll be accessing the bestseller matrix itself. And here you have all of the categories, and we consider those niches. The number one that we said that they were niches. And you can pick any one of these niches. So if I went to, let me see, home improvement, for example. Now here you will put in your categories, selections within those categories that you want to be able to find those products for you. So by rank is all down to bestseller ranking. All right. So the result that you're going to get from here is within that home improvement category is going to give us, let's say we want to look for anything that has a bestseller ranking of between 250 to 500. Our criteria, as you recall, was to find things that are 1500 and below and 3000 and below, right? Sale price, let's say we want to sell something at a good price, so we say $15 is a sale price to a maximum of $50. Rating as a number of stars that a product may have, so we're not actually that really concerned about stars, so we may even take that down to a 3. And the number of reviews, as you said, we had a minimum that we wanted to be of 100 at least. Now I hit the search button, and as you can see, it comes back with all of these search results for us, and I could click any one of these things. Okay, any one of these. So I'm going for this 3M work tune hearing protector. Okay, so the first thing I'd probably want to do, according to my criterion, is identify what I believe is probably most likely the predominant keyword within this process. Sorry, I should have said what is the predominant keyword within this listing. Intuitively, I would say that is hearing protector, because as I'm looking through this product, 3M Work Tunes hearing protector, I can see that this is something that people would use in a workplace to protect their hearing from getting damaged. And I can see from these attributed additional products that people have bought, which is workplace goggles or glasses, other sponsored listings that are for this hearing, their explanation itself what this thing is for, what this product is for, and these pictures obviously tell me what they are for. That gives me an indication of what this product is about. So if I was to take hearing product and I was to copy that and paste that into Amazon, then I can see that indeed possibly that is the main keyword. But to solidify it, I would copy that, go to Merchant Tools, put it in there, and see what results I get. And now I can see that hearing products is 30,070 within the tools and home improvements product. So not bad. I mean, it doesn't match our exact criteria where we wanted 80,000 as a search term, or even 40,000. But nonetheless, it is a good product. But because it didn't match our criteria, we would leave and go and have a look at something else. So let's look at this thing, which is this Honeywell FC Ultra Efficiency Air Cleaning Filter. So for me, when I scroll through it and I look at it, it gives me an idea that the provisional keyword here is probably air cleaning filter. Okay, so let me paste that in there. And it just show me air cleaning, variety of air cleaning filters. Again, I take that to merchant words. And I put that in there. I can see there is 32,800 searches. But search terms can work really well when they're shorted abbreviations of it. So it lets me know. I can see air conditioning filter, air compressed filter, air filters, and all of these different sizes. And so you should use the auto suggestion to your advantage. And I'm going to take air filter, put into merchant words, and subsequently this is the results I get. That in the tools and home improvement section, which is quite interesting, the section that I picked. But it could be a 3-word. There's 200,000 searches that is done, and just air filter alone in the automotive is 3,800,000. Okay, so for me that is definitely a winner. Now what I would like you to do is go to the Amazon Chrome store, and the first thing you want to type in is unicorn crusher. Sorry, my bad, that is incorrect. It is what you want is unicorn smasher. Okay, you want to install unicorn smasher from amztracker.com. That's the first thing you want to install, and then the next one will be called Viral Launch Market Intelligence. You can Google this and it'll bring you to this page, and it'll add these two on for you. Okay, so now when I'm looking at these air filters, if I was to hit this AMZ Tracker Unicorn Smasher tab, voila, so this will only work in Chrome. Immediately what you're seeing is bringing up the categories, which is the tools and home and improvement, and the rank that I wanted. And you can see it's also got its reviews as well. Okay, so if I was to and you can see this is the top 27, and our criteria is for either within the top 25, BSR under 3,000, and 3 products in the top 25 which are BSR under 1,500. So all I'm needing to do is just simply hit this rank, reverse it, and I can see immediately 1, 2, 3 with BSR of 300. So that fits the criteria quite quickly, that they're under BSR 1,500, and then the ones I wanted for BSR under 3,000, which is 5 or more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, straight away, I know that this is a good winner. And if I carried on, I could say that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, more than enough of them. Again, with reviews, I can see I've got quickly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plenty of reviews over 1,000. Okay, and that fulfills the criterias 1 and 2, and we've done that with merchant tools, that one there, and we've done the review ones. So 4 of them are met, and the next thing that we want to do is daily sales depth, and for that one I use this intelligent tool. Now you do have to register for this, and you get a certain number of limited credits to use that. So you have 12 searches remaining in your free credit. So if you were to Google, let me go back, and if you were to Google Viral Launch Market Intelligence, you will be able to sign up and register and get in a login credential for free, and that will allow you to do those searches. And obviously if you run out of credit, let us know and we will credit an account for you, so you can do the research yourself using our account. And so the reason that I use this tool is for this daily sales thing. So I can see that they have, so we're looking at the top, it is the top top 10 it is. So I can see here's the top 10, this one here, the AFG one, and I can see that their monthly sale is 5,415. So it is literally a case of how much revenue they make divided by the number of monthly sales. So if I was to pop out a calculator, it would be a matter of, which one were we on? I think it was that one. 42,000. No, sorry. It's literally a case of 5,415 divided by 30, and that tells me they sold 180 units. And you can just keep on going forth. So if I was just to say 1,000 units divided by 30 equals, that's too much. I think it's, let's say, 750 divided by 30 equals 25. So anything that has a number above 750 is a green light. And then we'll have one here that is just 250. And again, that is a anomaly. 250, 209. So 2 out of the 10 don't match our criteria. It wouldn't be a reason to strike them off. There could be any reason why that 2 is as not as good. That maybe because of the price they're selling at, or the product has a poor rating, or they've just established themselves on the first page quite recently. It could be any one of those reasons. But if you get 7 out of the 10, that's good enough to meet our criteria that they are selling at least 25 units or not. Differentiator, these items you cannot differentiate as much, unfortunately, because of air filters, so they have to come out of the standard. But you could maybe have a quick look at it and think, is there some changes that could be done or not? I wouldn't worry as part of your task too much about that. And the final step of the process is you go to Alibaba.com and you would take the keyword, which may be air filter, or in this instant I decided just to take this defense filter keyword, which was microgen defense filter. And I could see, yes, it's available for purchase, and you could make a record, as you said, that yes, well, you don't record on here whether you can get it or not, but I think it would be good for you to add another column in here that says to us, yes, you know, this is available by X supplier, and just type in the keyword, and if you find it, then give us a top search URL. And maybe we can make that a bit more by putting air filter on, and if they give more better results or multiple choices, then it's worth giving us a list of search strings that could potentially help us narrow down and speak to a supplier. And I think that concludes your research. So just to quickly recap, some of the tools that you're going to use is this bestseller metrics to start off with, and then you have the merchant keyword search tool, and then you have these 2 Chrome add-ons to make your life easier, and then finally you have the Excel sheet to be able to record the data that you find. And the URL here that you can stick in, you can just stick in the one that you find in the bestseller matrix provisionally. So if you're opening up that one, then just copy and paste and put that one in, because that's the one you captured from the bestseller matrix. And then conduct your research, and if it matches, then that's great, and of course if it doesn't match, then no good. And obviously our intention is to try to, at the least, if you can make a note for us of approximately, we'll start off with maybe 5 products, and then we can monitor whether the research is as accurate as we need it to be. And if you get the green light, then we want to look for more, maybe, you know, from a choice of 25 we want to narrow them down to about 3. But let's start off with 5 according to that criteria, and then let's have a talk about that, or chat about those 5 once you've done the research, to see what has worked well, what hasn't, what processes you went through, and once we've nailed it, then we can proceed on further from that. I appreciate your time watching this video. I believe it was lengthy but necessary for me to explain in detail, categorically, in how to conduct a product research to be able to find bestsellers that we're able to source and list on Amazon. Thank you very much.